And we are live.
Oh, sure. I'm adjusting my shit.
Yeah, can you hear me okay? I tried to play with the mic and see if it was a little better.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Because I noticed in the last live stream like the volume was like too high. I'm on my Mac now. I switched my Mac is now my personal YouTube computer. So that gaming rig it's over here in the corner now. Let's see. I haven't heard from Redneck Ranch or any of them, but I'm gonna take a moment and see maybe we can get people in shit. I can't. Did you share in the groups and see if people wanted to join and
Yeah, I shared just maybe about an hour ago.
okay. I'm going to I can do it from my phone. I can't do it from the computer because the computer's my Redneck Garage account and I
Oh,
take my
that's right. And
internet.
you're still in trouble, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know why you're always in trouble with Facebook, right?
Because
It's
I have
it's
a mouth.
it's the whole name. You know, anything that
That's
has
true.
redneck in it.
Yes, that's true. Let's see. Oh, it won't let me share this. Wait a minute. Share. Let me go to the groups. ZForce Nation.
I think we got a couple people in here.
Sweet. Give me a minute, guys. I'm sharing in the group, so let people know they can come and they can join us live. They can ask us whatever questions they want.
They can go live.
They can even come live. Um, and I was always open to that. But it never dawned on me that these people probably thought that they weren't welcome in, on the stream. So I never really thought to make it known to them that you can put your face on here and talk to us. But I was always open to that. I just never
And
thought about letting
sometimes
them know.
you know, and if they're having an issue, it might help out a little bit if they can just go live with their phone and show us the issue.
Yeah, and I'm definitely open to that too because sometimes people don't explain things in our language. They explain it in their language. But if I can see what they're talking about, I can answer it a little more correctly. I'm gonna paste the link right here. Let's see. What is that? Shoot. Share to a group. Moto would be okay. Sorry for making the first couple minutes boring. What's up, James? I see you don't take long to come in here. Kind of see if moto questions you got. You seem to be full of them here lately. So I just dropped 2 videos just now. Enjoy those. I got a top speed, and I really wasn't even pedal all the way to the metal. I got a top speed of 62 miles per hour at 7250 RPMs with my clutch kit. So I'm gonna take a wild guess. Probably say I could have got 68 out of it if I would have stayed in it. and there's plenty more tuning than I could do, but I'm actually kind of happy with it. And I drag raced a Polaris Razor XP1000 today. Video on that too. Check those out.
Steve, I want to share a picture here that somebody might be having a rear camber issue. Because I did on the passenger side of my 1000.
Yep.
And this is what the lower control arm looked like.
Yep. The bolt. The whole
and this is out towards the hub.
Right.
Simple fix is just to weld a hardened washer on this front side and then on the back side on the other side. And you'll run into this problem also on the front ones on the mounting tabs on the frame.
Right. And it probably wouldn't even hurt to fill that oblong hole in with some weld and re-drill your hole.
Yeah.
And throw the washer on top of it. Probably wouldn't hurt to do that either.
But that's one of the problems where these wear, and you'll think it's bushings, but it's actually your control arm.
Right. Unfortunately for me, it's bushings.
Lucky you.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, is this just going to be where I go to the store and get a 50-cent washer? But no, it's $300. Because I'm going to go all out. I mean, if factory bushings on every brand are garbage. Right off the factory, they're garbage. And if I'm going to put good bushings on one side, I might as well just go all the way around the machine and just get them done. Get them done, And I'll save the ones that are good as long as they come out okay. I'll save them for if I'm out on a trail and something happened. Usually when bushings go, it's usually never a huge deal. It's only a little bit of play. You could ride for years like that. People in the razor community do. But
yeah, I made some on my lathe for mine out of some ultra high density polyurethane.
Right.
That was graphite impregnated, so I don't have to frickin' grease them or nothing.
Yep. Garage Products sells them. You only grease them one time, and that's when you install them. And they got O-rings or something that keeps the dirt out. So I'm thinking about going with them. The only thing is, as well as I do, grease dries up over time.
Yep.
So I don't know how I like that grease at one time and leave it alone type deal.
Well, maybe after 6 months or so, pull them out, check them, see if the grease is dried up. And
who wants to do all that when you should just be able to throw a grease gun on there, pump the old grease out and the new grease in? That's what I do with our machines. I religiously grease them, and I still have the rears they have a little bit of no. I could probably run with them for a long time, but me being on the street, I don't want my tires chewed up.
Yeah.
So, and I just put wheel spacers on it. Not sure I like them on the street. It's too touchy.
Like I said, I got that one set of wheel spacers. I got 3-inch for the rear and 1.5 for the front. And I took them all off within like the first 1,000 miles.
Yeah. I mean, I like the stability that it added. I broke the rear end loose today around a turn on the street. Never once felt like it was going to tip or come up. But the steering on CF Moto is already touchy. And adding those, it got like 3 times worse.
Yeah.
Any little movement in the steering wheel, the front end.
Well, when you put the spacers on there, it changes the whole scrub radius and everything. It changes the whole
Right.
geometry of the suspension.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't handle bad or anything like that. It handles great. It's just it's a new driving style you got to get used to. And the trails, you're not going to notice what I'm noticing. But on the street at 40, 50 miles an hour, it's just little movements is all it takes in a steering wheel.
Yeah, that's like, I'm constantly adjusting my rebound and compression on my shocks because when I go from trails, I run them fairly soft, depending on what I'm doing. And I got to run them hard when I hit the streets, or else there's just too much body roll.
Too much body roll. Yep.
Especially with that 2-inch razor lift.
I need to look and see how they set up my shocks from Elka. The only thing I messed with was preload. So, because I think I got a little bit much body roll. I mean, it's not horrible. But it's more than the stock. And I understand those are tuned for the trails, even though I told them I ride on the streets at high mile an hour.
Well, they're softer spring. You also have that tender spring on them,
right?
For the plushness. So you're going to get a little bit more movement on the first, a little bit of the stroke.
Right. Yeah, it goes so far and then it stops. But I think if I stiffen up, if I just play with the clickers, I think I can get a better ride. It rides great, don't get me wrong. But like today, when I hit them turns real fast, you could feel it kind of roll a little bit. So maybe if I stiffen it up, I got to look at the settings. They might have set them in the middle for all I know. Because I wanted to get them on. And they ride awesome. So, and with that clutch kit and low range, and dude, my freaking camera died. I was so mad when I got home. So mad because I had just got done drag racing the Razor. And then we was at a stoplight and I put it in low range and punched it and my side-by-side stood up. I'm not even kidding. And my wife, she's in the seat like this and she's like, woo! And then it came down, it was like boom, like that. I'm like, holy crap. And I'm like, it's a good thing I got that on camera. And because the camera was rolling, well, when I got home, the camera was dead, which I kind of figured it would be because the GoPro batteries, they don't like the cold weather. You get about a half hour of recording. And by the time we was done drag racing, it was already 19 minutes. And then we drove down the road a little bit to the stoplight and it died right at the stop sign where we was done drag racing. And I was like, mother, now I got to get another one of those videos because that was kind of sweet, if you ask me.
So I know the Razor's clutched. You're clutched.
Right.
I hadn't watched the video yet. How did it compare? Or am I going to have to watch the video?
I'll let you know, but he ate me with his new clutch. He would have never touched me with his factory clutch.
Yeah.
Never would have touched me. Because he put a CV Tech clutch in his last night. Brand new.
Yeah.
Because before he would smoke me, that was when I had stock setting. I would always eat him in low range, but he would always get me in high range. And that was both of us, stock clutches, stock settings, stock belts. So he rode with me after I did my clutch kit, and he goes, dude, I got to get a clutch because, this thing's probably gonna either be neck to neck with me or faster. So he got the um, CV Tech clutch for his, and we ripped it apart last night and adjusted his secondary and all of that because it comes with a spacer that you have to put in there, and his pulls so hard. I rode in his before and after, and it pulls super hard. And I still get him off the line. My machine grips, his doesn't. His spins. If his wouldn't spin, he'd probably have me right away. But his the razors don't put the power to the wheels efficiently with their suspension setup. They just don't. Their wheels spin. Ours grabs. So I get him off the line every time because he's spinning. But then once he catches traction, it's it's over. And now that he's got that new clutch, he maxes out at like 55 or something, I think he said. So we added weights to give him a little bit more top end, and it still pulls hard. You'll definitely have to check out that video.
Well, I see Terrence wants to know about wiring his light bar in there.
Uh
It's really going to matter, depend on where do you want to mount it at, Terrence. Like I got
yeah,
mine mounted up on the roof towards the up on the cage.
that's do you want to go live? Sometimes it's a little easier going live and discussing this stuff. That way, when other people watch, they're not going to ask the question again. But I do have a video showing how to run the wires and everything, but I'm not super detailed on how to hook it up to the battery. And I actually had somebody ask me, why didn't you show hooking it up to the battery? Well, because it's not that hard, and that would have added another 10 minutes of video footage that a lot of people aren't going to watch. So I know what a lot of people are doing, and I probably should have done it too. They're running power wires up to the front of their hood, and they're adding in power distribution blocks. Or a lot of people are taking the power that already comes up there to their winch, and they're adding a block off of that line. So it's a lot easier to connect things to fuses and all of that. So you can do that too. But
And see, I went the other direction.
you
I put in relays in that little spot behind the seat,
right.
where that cut out, where that little area is that's kind of recessed back. I put relays in there that are fused to go to my different lights that I have on mine.
Right.
And then I put for switching the relays, so I didn't have to fuse from the switch to the relay. I put my switches on the ground side of it.
Right. Yeah, it just depends upon where he's putting that light bar, because if he's going with the roof, how I done mine is a lot of people are the two 10 millimeter bolts that are on the roof, they're modifying their brackets so they bolt onto those. I didn't do that for two reasons. One, I was lazy. Two, I wanted to bolt the light bar to the roof itself, because my roof, just like everybody else's, when they fire up their machine, it sits there and goes, and it's annoying. I added the light bar, which added a little bit more rigidity to that, and it no longer flexes and vibrates and gets on my nerves. So I just used some washers so I could crank them down nice and tight and pulled it up there. And then I didn't even drill a hole for the wire. I just ran the wire and tucked it back in and came down the bar and down where on the front of the machine where your roll cage bar bolt goes down and has the two bolts by the mirror. There's enough of a hole between the plastics. I ran my wire down through there and then I just followed the frame rail, and I had to pull the side skirt. There's three 10 millimeter bolts. Pulled those. I pulled the side skirt out just enough to tuck the wire through there, put the bolts back in, ran it up to the battery, and I connected the power and the ground to the relay, and then I ran the signal wire from the relay back that same way up into the dash to a switch. And then the power that I got for the switch, I ran it off of keyed power, which there's plenty of plugs in the dash to do so. That's how I did it. I do got a video on that. So I don't know if I can post.
Now, see, I mounted mine up on the roof to the tabs. I got a 32-inch curved up there,
Yeah.
but it won't bolt directly to those tabs that your roof bolts to. So
Right.
I went and got 2 pieces of flat bar, about 1.5 inches long, drilled 2 holes in
Yeah.
them, on a hole in each end,
Right.
and then those bolt to those tabs, and then the mount for the light bar bolts to those. And
Yeah.
it's rock solid, doesn't vibrate, doesn't shake, nothing.
Right. Here's the link to that video for the light bar. It's pretty long. It's a half hour long. I guess you could say I cut some common sense parts out of it. Because if not, these installs will take an hour, hour and a half to do when you're recording and worrying about a camera. That
And
is
wire loom is your friend.
Yes, it is. It makes things look cleaner.
And if you get the high quality wire loom, it's so much easier to work with because it's more pliable and softer. It will actually bend instead of it'll actually flex when it bends instead of creasing, and if it's cold out,
Yeah.
cracking.
I get the stuff from AutoZone because it's good quality, but it is expensive. But I use it because it's so easy to feed wires through because it's more movable and it's not so stiff like hard plastic. And what I do is I open up the end of it and I just slide it onto the wire, and then I grab it and I hold the wire like this and I pull it. It just pushes it. The wire pushes itself right down into that loom. No fighting it, but it is expensive.
And see, I cheat. I got the little tool that allows you just to grab the wire and run it through the loom.
You can do that too. I'm also known to use too big a wire for the loom that I use.
My problem is I tend to put too many wires in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah,
Because I know, like, I've got like 2 looms that come up off the B pillar on the driver's
right.
side. One of them's got my speaker wires coming from my 800-watt amp.
Yeah,
The another one has my backup lights that are on
right.
the back of the roof. That runs the LEDs up there, the 4-inch pods.
Yep.
And then in the other loom, I've got the power for the big light bar that faces forward, and then along with that is the power wires for my dual band UHF VHF car-to-car radio.
Right.
And that runs up through that loom. So that loom's a little bit full.
Yeah. I know I want to permanently install a radio, but I want to figure out how to run the radio through my speakers on my amp because I'll never hear that little speaker on that radio over my exhaust.
Now, that radio that I showed you that I use, that I sent you the link for,
Yeah.
the microphone has a speaker built into it. So, like, I got my radio mounted over on the passenger side. I use some self-tapping machine screws,
Yeah.
and I will tell you right now that roll cage isn't easy to drill through as you think it is, unless you have a good sharp bit.
I got plenty of those.
But I pre-drilled just a little bit underside, then I used self-tapping screws, put the radio on the top side under the roof on the cage, and then the mic cord comes across and is mounted also on the roll cage above the steering wheel.
Right.
But that also has a headphone jack on the back of that radio that I sent you, that you could, depending on the radio you use, you could use one of those auxiliary extension cables.
Yeah.
And plug it into your amp or your speaker or whatever however it happens to hook up.
Yeah. I know Amazon's about to make me mad. They sent me an email for a purchase on the Amazon Video Prime that I ordered Zombieland for $4.25. Now, I'm down here with you. And my wife doesn't have access to my Amazon account. So, oh my God, something else to add to the plate.
Welcome to 2021.
Yeah. This is why I don't like leaving credit card information on the internet. Or my wife just texted me.
No, it's a slow night tonight.
Yeah, well, we really didn't advertise it too well. It is still early. It never gets good until about 8 o'clock. And it never gets good when Redneck Ranch ain't here. Nobody wants. They don't like us.
That's probably the ones that are watching.
Probably. All three of them. Amazon said that we ordered Zombieland.
We never did any of that.
No. Do we have to call them or something?
Yeah, we probably will. Hi!
Hi, Laura.
Well, because that's $4.25 go towards some rockabillys for my birthday.
Yeah, we'll have to call him because...
You know, she does the same thing my wife does. Just kind of gives you that look and shakes her head.
Yep. At least she doesn't beat me.
What?
We were talking about the dog.
Talking about me.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, you were. Hey, you were. I know better.
He said you give me the same look his wife does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kind of look at you and shake your head.
His wife comes in and beats him.
Well, I don't beat you.
He has to.
Yeah, on the hour, every hour.
She ought to be coming in a half hour.
Is it just you two?
It's just us. No ranchers. Hi, Ronald. What's up, buddy? And he says hi to Laura.
Hi.
You know, I know how to get viewers. Just have my wife come in with some lingerie. That'll work.
That'll work.
What are you doing, Sadie?
Because we all know I married way over my head.
So did I. Yep.
No, I think next week I'm going to get my 1,000 put back together.
You better get to doing that, man.
Well, it's been cold here in Arizona.
It's been cold here, too. Our ride was freaking cold.
You know, we've been hitting down into the low teens during the night and
Yep.
barely 40 degrees during the day. And, you know, the wife and I yesterday, we went and looked at this house over in Snowflake, Arizona.
Yeah.
And it was advertised as a 2,200 square foot home with a shop. Yep, it had a nice shop. But the home, you'd been lucky if it was 1,000 square foot.
Yeah.
I mean, we went in there, we looked at it. It was a 4-bedroom, and the biggest bedroom in that place was smaller than my office here.
Oh, jeez. That's
The
not good,
living
Ronald. What'd you do,
the
buddy? What? Go ahead.
and the living room, we wouldn't even be able to put our sectional couch in, let
Yeah, I couldn't.
alone a 65-inch curved television. It was just ridiculous. But the shop was nice.
Right. Now Amazon says, due to the payment information, they couldn't charge me. I don't know
Email them
how
back,
they're.
say, yeah, that's good because I didn't order it.
Yeah, that's good because I'm not paying you.
Oh, I hope
Did you bring
everything
it?
works out for you, Ronald. I had one of those back in February,
Hey.
Valentine's Day, 2018. I went in for
Ooh,
back
yeah.
surgery,
Yeah, screw that. Stay far away
and
from that.
3 days later, it felt like every single semi in the United States ran me over. I was hurting so bad, and now I'm re-injured again.
Make up your mind, Amazon. You charging me or not?
Maybe they're pissed off because you have a Parlor account.
You know, Google and them are blocking those accounts.
Yep, Google Play's not allow people to download the app no more unless
Yep.
they censor free speech.
Yep. Yep.
Welcome to communist America.
That's right. Well, the thing that I don't get is I bought this phone. It's my phone. I can do whatever I want to with it. Who are they to tell me I can or cannot download something?
Yep.
The, and the thing of it is, when you buy these phones, you sign a user agreement. Well, you sign it when you create your account, whether it's Google or Apple, for the Play Store or whatever. And in those agreements, there's a lot of screwed up stuff.
Oh yeah. I won't even allow an Alexa or Echo or any of that crap in my house.
Me too, Ronald. The only reason I still do the Facebook thing is for my YouTube channel to keep it moving.
And not enough people have moved over to MeWe yet.
Not enough people have gone to MeWe, and MeWe actually closed one of my groups because I didn't have enough members.
No, they just took it off the search.
Yeah, they took it off the search. Yeah, it's still there, but
I think they were going after MeWe also the other day because
they're
I was
gonna go after them.
having problems. There was a bunch of other people having problems, even just logging on to MeWe. Or a bunch of people were creating new accounts and moving to MeWe is one of the two.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't care to talk politics on the YouTube channel, but um, if every Trump supporter would log out of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg would go broke. That's a lot
Yep.
of that's a lot of people. That's a lot of ads that aren't going to get clicked. Thank you, baby. Dang, does your wife do this?
No, she just comes in and beats me.
No, she goes to the store and gets you monsters. I've seen it before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
he said babe. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I am. I was gonna come up and get one. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
So I noticed in one of the groups earlier today, somebody was asking about what lift to put on our 800EX.
That question gets asked about 50 times a day.
Yeah. So I threw up there the one I bought for mine.
Right.
It was like a little over $30, under $40.
Yeah, that's what I got.
and it works fine. It'll allow 30-inch tires to clear on the 1000, which it should allow it also on the 800 since they're the same machine.
Yeah. That I got the video on how to install it and where to buy it, and people don't watch it, and it's like you're asking these people are asking these groups the same questions over and over and over again. There's
What's the
search
tallest
bar.
tire I can fit at stock ride height?
Yes. That the lift kit, oil. I got no power. My machine will start, but I got no lights or no power. Let's see. What else? There's tons of questions. What light bars is everybody running? What rock lights? It's like if they would use the search button, they would find way more information doing that than they will people commenting. Just use the search button. You're going to save yourself a lot of time, and you probably even end up saving yourself some money because I buy Chinese crap. I don't care what anybody says.
Fuck.
I buy Chinese.
My light bar I got on mine, $30 for a 32-inch curved off a Wish.
Yep.
And it came with 4 pod lights, 4-inch
Yep.
pod lights. And they've been on there now since 2018. And I've never had a problem with them.
I have not had a problem with either of our bars. Both of our light bars were sponsored. One is DWVO, and the other one. What do you say? Search button.
Search bar.
And the other one is Ox Beam. I have to say, I like the Ox Beam over any of the other Chinese brand LED bars that I personally have ever bought. But mainly because the way that they focus the beam. Like my light bar, it's nice and bright, but it only focuses a small area. Her Ox Beam, it kind of extends out past the machine, and I really like that. It was a couple dollars more, but the quality is probably about the same.
Now, are they both straight bars, or is one straight, one curved?
They are straight, but hers has the flood spot combo. So it has the flood on the sides and then the spot in the center.
See, because mine's a 32-inch curved with spot in the center, and then like 9 LEDs on each side at the ends are floods. And it throws out a real good beam.
Right, and with it being curved, it's going to help that light spectrum too.
And I make mine do weird shit.
Why, flash?
Oh yeah, I got it. I built a little box that allows me to flash it, strobe it, do it. You've seen the video of what I did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Mine has that flood spot combo too, but I think it's the reflectors that they used that don't allow the LEDs to spread. But yeah, I do like my light bar. I'm not talking any crap about it. But if I were to do it over again, I would have probably got the Ox Beam instead. Just because, But that's an easy problem fixed because all I really got to do is buy some little, 2-inch lights and put them where my mirrors are and focus them off to the side. Problem solved. Plus, I get some more LEDs on my machine.
I got that 32-inch light bar up on the top, and then on that Super ATV bumper I have on mine, I've got 2 6-inch bars mounted to it. Yeah. So yeah, it's and I got those wired into my high beams, So when
Yep.
I turn my high beams on, those ones turn on.
Yep.
And
Ronald says he's got a $40 one that lights up like his daytime, and the
yeah,
cheap ones do. There's absolutely nothing wrong with cheap ones. The only problem I've ever seen was the condensation getting in there, but I haven't had those problems. I think those are people who are riding in a lot of water.
now the little 6-inch ones I got down on my bumper, they get condensation on those, and I got those ones off of eBay.
Yeah,
But the ones I got from Wish, that big light bar in the pods, there's no condensation in them.
well, that's an easy fix. It's just that rubber gasket's not sealed right. Throw some silicone around it. It's a super easy fix. Once you notice that condensation in there, if you take care of it right away, you get a lot more life out of your light bar. And a lot of people they'll cry about it. My light bar's got condensation in it, and then they leave it in there, and then they whine because it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
Take the lens off, clean it real good, blow it out with some air, and reseal it. It'll be fine.
when it's dry out.
Yeah, when it's dry out, of course. And if you paid $40 for the thing and you got to spend $5 on some silicone, quit your dang whining.
Yeah, my wife's uncle, we went out one day and he's like, "Why do you got so many damn lights on this thing?" And I go, "Well,
LEDs.
it's so I can see."
Yes, right.
And we were coming back and it was daylight, or it was nighttime, and I had all my lights on and it was like daylight,
Yeah.
And I mean, we were running 60, 65 miles an hour on some gravel roads up through the mountains and stuff.
Yep.
And once you know it, here comes some deer and elk. Well, I could see them way before I got there.
Yeah.
And I go, that's why we run lots of lights.
Yep. Hey, what's the rev limiter on these side by sides? I keep reading mixed things.
I know my 1000 goes to 74, I think.
74. Okay, because
Either 74 or 76.
mine is topping out right now at 62 at 72.50. Not that I'm gonna cruise it in the 60s very long, but I didn't know that was something I needed to worry about because what if I did need to hit 60 for a minute? But the fastest I usually go is 55 and under. So
I run a little harder than that, but I can run different roads than you legally.
yeah.
I can go and hit I-40 or I-10 with mine and stay up with traffic.
Well, I'm going with 28-inch rockabillys. So I'm really thinking about leaving my clutch where it's at because once I do that, I'm going to gain mile per hour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's perfect for the power. I'm just worried about cruising because we do hit some roads where we're not really supposed to be, and we'll hit 60, 65 miles an hour.
Hypothetically.
What?
Hypothetically, you might be where you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, on the private back roads that are owned by private people.
Yeah.
Yeah, those roads.
Matter of fact, I just got renewed my plates and stuff for my side by side today. Or
Did
not
you?
today. I think I did it yesterday. Let's see here. Yeah, there's my new plate right there. My temporary.
They give you a temporary?
Yep.
Huh. When do you get your permanent one?
Oh, was it like 3 to 6 weeks? They said.
They mail it to you.
Yep. They used to give them to you right at the Department of Licensing, but now they don't because of all the COVID bullshit.
See, I don't know what
But
ours is doing.
it cost me after the third-party licensing fee, because I did it at a third party instead of at a state office, because you have to make an appointment for the state office, and they're like 2 months out. Their $10 fee, my OHV tag, and my my street tag was a whopping $45 for a year.
That's not too bad. I think ours is 28 here.
But we're also a full street legal here.
Yeah.
We're just like a freaking vehicle.
So I wonder if I were to bring my side by side to your place, would your state recognize my plate?
Yes, they would.
Would I be stuck to those certain roads?
No, you wouldn't.
That's what I was wondering. Because you guys' laws are different. I didn't know if I had to abide by my laws or yours.
Oh, let's see here.
Where's Brandon at tonight?
I don't know.
We need to see his whips that he got.
I know on one of these, see, like they got my body style. You'll like this. As all. Whatever the hell all is.
Maybe it's short for all terrain. Some states are different. Ours is AT.
Well, last year when I originally did my plate, and it's why I got a new temporary plate, is because I went to a disabled plate.
Ronald said all terrain.
But the one last year, it said ATV.
Huh.
But now this year, oh, focus, you bitch. It says motorcycle.
Do you need a motorcycle license?
Nope.
Because it's got more than 2 wheels.
Yep.
See, us here, if it has 3 wheels, you don't need a motorcycle license for it.
But now it says all, or the one says all, and then on the actual little registration part, it says motorcycle now. But see, they have 3 different licensing schemes here. You've got what they call the RV plate, recreational vehicle.
Right.
And then you have to have the OHV tag for that one.
Right.
And you cannot touch any public roads with that. You have to stay all off-road with it. Then they got a motorcycle plate that is primary off-road, which you have your OHV tag that goes on, plus you have your street legal tag that goes on. And that one there is at a reduced rate. Like I said, it was without the transaction fee, it would have been $35. So it's like $10 for the highway section of it, and $25 for the off-road section. And then they got the full plate that is strictly on-road, no off-road, and that's like $400.
What? So if you had the full on-road, you couldn't run it off-road?
No.
What? Why would they?
Yeah, it's really kind of screwy. It's their system's really whacked. Or like if your side by side weighs over 1,800 pounds,
yeah,
then you have no choice but the full either strictly off road or the on-road, and then it's like a $35 fee for a separate OHV tag.
Oh, you better not buy no KRX.
It's really screwy. And then, if it's over that weight limit, you have no choice but to pay the $400 and some yearly registration fee.
Yeah, no thanks. What do they charge you for your car?
Well, we just did the new plates and everything on the Saturn for 2 years, and it was $127
2 years.
for 2 years. If I would have did it for 5 years, it would have been like $175. But we don't plan on having the car much longer than that.
Yeah.
And then my pickup was 75 for a year.
Yeah.
For my pickup.
I think my truck is like 56 a year. My trailer is like 54. The camper, I believe, is 54. The side-by-sides are 28. And her car is like 52. And if you have a hybrid vehicle or an electric vehicle, it's an extra $200.
Good. I'm glad they're charging those guys more since they're not paying fuel taxes.
Well, they're not paying fuel taxes, but they're definitely not driving as much.
Oh, look at who commented over there in the YouTube side.
Hey, redneck, click that link. Click the link. Let's see.
Hey, Ronald, my travel trailer, it's licensed out of Texas, and it's $75 a year. Oh, you want to talk about people getting screwed? That'd be people in Washington State.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we all get screwed. The government always screws us. Don't matter how they do it.
Yeah. Washington State was so bad that people on the west side were coming to the east side to register their vehicles because they were charging them like $1,500 to register a 10-year-old vehicle every year to pay for the monorail in Seattle and King County and all that. So they would come to the register for $100.
Look at who showed up.
I see that.
What's up, Larry?
Nothing much. I see you're in the Redneck Hotel there.
Yeah,
That's
Ronald, we definitely are. Ronald says we're all screwed the 20th. Unless we can get that Trump card pulled out of that pocket.
Y'all play property taxes on all that crappy tag?
Hey, Special Ed, you really should quit smoking there.
Shut up, Larry.
Well, as long as he doesn't quit drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, if he quit drinking, he'd probably look 20 years younger.
Hey,
Don't start your shit, Larry. You keep drinking the monsters, I'll be around.
Ours is too, Ronald.
You.
Our property tax is stupid here.
Ours is high. What's your electric bill run?
Mine? Right now it's about 50 or 60 bucks.
What about you, Larry?
Running about 165. But I got a space heater running in the pump house 24/7.
Come summer, it jumps up 100 here.
Must be nice.
Yeah, come summer, we drop about 100.
Yeah, yeah.
4 1/4.
Jesus. Are you all electric?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Kansas has one of the highest utility rates in the nation.
Time for a Jenny.
That is one thing I miss about Washington State is the 6 cent a kilowatt hour for the power.
Yeah. I think we're at like 4%, 4 cents here.
Actually, you're probably about 12 and a half, 13.
Who?
You guys.
No, we're like 4 point something.
Fuck, how can you guys be so cheap? You don't got fucking hydroelectric or nothing there.
We have different companies we can go through, and we're locked into a contract. Not really a contract, but they lock our rate in for like 5 years, and then after that, it can either go up or down. 9 chances out of 10, though, it goes down because we started at like 8 cents, and then we went down to 6, and then we went down to 4. So
I don't believe a word of that.
I can show you.
Ronald just brought us, and he pays more for water and sewer. That is one of the biggest scams that the cities do. Because
I ain't
however
got no sewer bill.
they charge you a amount of sewer. So if you're watering your yard, that water you put on your yard, you're being charged if it went down the drain.
Well,
Yeah.
we get charged for the rainwater, dude.
What?
Yeah. They calculate how much rainwater, and then everybody.
Storm drain and sewers, man.
Yep.
Wow.
Our water bill every 3 months is like $250.
How much?
Like $250.
Oh, ours runs about $70 a month.
But if you think about it, if you calculate how much water you use, and then calculate it if you had a well pump and the electricity that it would use, it actually kind of evens out a little bit here.
I got both.
You got city and well?
Yeah.
How did you get so lucky?
I was done before I got I don't like the government, so I wouldn't have signed up for none of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you a new book, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you read, Steve?
No.
He's a redneck. He doesn't know how to.
I
Got
forgot.
some crayons and start reading, Steve. Here, Steve. I got you a book, Steve.
Dream big. There you go. I always dream big. Who's that? Hello.
Today, the large computers wants to see a sell sheet on it because I dropped some of it off last week. And where's your first production run? The first.
Who was that?
I have no idea.
It was noisy.
No offense, I was gonna mute him.
Wishing it was Mr. B.
Right? Ronald says they pay $100 for water and 15% more for sewer, and collecting rainwater is illegal.
Where does he live?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, we're not allowed to collect rainwater either.
What?
Yeah.
You can't collect rainwater?
No.
You're lying,
No.
right?
It's a health hazard, they say.
What if you say you use it for irrigation?
Oh wow, Corey.
Can't
$1.10 a
collect
month.
rainwater. I collect a lot of rainwater every year. You'll be in trouble.
I collect it in my junk tires out back.
Oh,
I
so
collect it
mosquito
2
problem.
times.
We don't really have skeeter problems here in the city. They take care of it pretty good. Now, when you go out in the woods, though, you better have some off.
What the hell
You
are you?
cold there, Steve?
Is it cold? Yes.
What the hell are you eating there, Steve?
Huh?
Or Ed?
My dinner.
What the hell is it?
What is it?
2 baked potatoes, man.
There you go.
With cheese.
With cheese.
Uh-huh.
Yep. No
Well,
sour cream.
An artery plug in butter.
Oh, the butter's good for you.
Gotta be better than that fake crap.
Oh yeah. You know, Steve, he got a hold of me earlier because you ready to go live. It's like, well, just a minute here. Check my blood sugar. I was like 74. It's like, no, I got to get something to eat. So I grabbed the worst thing that I could possibly grab in the house. The wife made some lasagna. Wow, I'm up at a whopping 105.
Rice will
Jeez.
do it too, won't it?
Yeah. I've dropped before I woke up this morning. I was down to 55, which is way
Man.
too low.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I see
It's
your
a-
relatives went to the Capitol, Steve.
Yeah. Was you there? Antifa. Those are my relatives. They were there.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep. They're my cousins. They're my cousins on my baby mama brother's side.
That's right. You know what they say? She ain't good enough for her brother. She ain't good enough for you.
Yep.
You know, somebody sent me a video today,
Oh yeah.
and they got in trouble from Facebook. Said it went against their community standards
Oh yeah. Yep. I got the same.
for inciting violence.
Yep.
And I was trying to figure out what in that video was inciting violence. Was it the police that opened the doors and let them walk through?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
We're all screwed.
It's their sandbox.
Pretty soon, when we upload videos to YouTube, they're gonna spend 6 months on watching them and making sure that there's nothing in them.
Boy, we'll be in a
Well,
lot of trouble.
I was out on Lehman Lake the other day, and I was out on a buddy's boat, and it sank, and all my guns drowned.
Yep.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, you what?
His guns drowned. Mine
What are
flew out
those?
the back of my. There are these things that we're not supposed to have, and mine flew out of the back of the side by side earlier when we was driving down the road. They just fell out.
I got a rock. I don't need that.
We know what you're really going to be using: unicorn farts and dildos.
Oh no. Mm-mm. I'm gonna wear my mask. It'll save me.
Yeah.
That's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was talking to my father-in-law. And he was talking to a couple people he knows there in Texas that went there to the Capitol on the 6th. And they said it was not like the news was portraying it at all.
Gary went from the groups. He went.
Yeah.
He sent me video footage. It was nothing like the news said. He said it was real peaceful. And then all of a sudden the police came out and all hell broke loose. Oh, my YouTube channel's getting shut down.
Completely deleted.
Keep an
You're
eye
getting-
out for Redneck Garage 2 in my wife's name.
To have facial recognition, Steve.
The
He'll
mask
he'll wear his douchebag glasses and a mask.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Yeah, Douchebag Garage.
Brought to you by Pit Viper.
Yeah. Brought to you by F Antifa. I'll get an email in the morning saying they took down my YouTube channel.
Yeah, because it violated community standards.
Whose community though? That's where I'm confused.
But-
What community?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm redneck. I don't know a lot of stuff. I only know how to make things go fast.
I just feel like we're running around in a circle.
We are.
Well, those that forget history are doomed to repeat it.
Are they?
Yep.
That's right, Corey. That's right. You should really quit smoking.
Yeah, you really should.
You should
You
really
smoke
shut
3
up.
to my 1.
No, I probably smoked 6 to your 1.
The only reason he wasn't smoking is because he was shoving his face full of baked taters.
That's right. You gotta do what you gotta do.
He
smoked the whole pack in my garage in like 3 hours.
Oh, that's not even a record, Steve.
Can you hear that, Steve?
What? I hear something. Is that your heart? What are you...
Oh, come on. You should know those sounds.
Are you over there
You just-
farting, Larry?
He just farted, and his heart was pumping.
Asmo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got a
Are
new
you
one for
playing
when
it?
I got a new one for when you die.
What's that? Oh wow.
Oh man. Nobody's got no side-by-side questions.
Nope.
Nobody's beat the crap out of Logan Paul lately.
Oh, it's coming.
That guy's such a douchebag.
I love Logan Paul.
Oh,
That guy is a fucking genius.
he's a douchebag.
He's a genius.
He needs
I'm
to be
just
taken
wondering.
out.
He sold more T-shirts last year than the gross domestic product of Brazil.
What machine do you got, Ronald? 'Cause that's going to kind of depend on whether or not you got a wet clutch.
Wait, you do know he's being a troll right now, right?
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it goes back to the search button.
Let's make that legit.
Oh, Crisco, the liquid kind.
Yeah.
Peanut oil works better. Put that. You only put peanut oil in Dirty Maxes, though. You got to put the canola oil in the Cummins.
If you want performance oil, though, I recommend the extra virgin.
Yeah. I got some of that in my pantry over there.
Me too. I always cook with it. Especially
What kind of oil do you really run, Steve?
What oil do I really run? Lucas. Or not Lucas.
Too tight.
He said too tight. I run Am's oil.
Am's oil. That's not bad.
I run Rotella T6.
Oh.
All
Trader.
the cheap guys run that Rotella.
Trader.
What was you using in your Chevy truck the other day? I seen your oil change.
Well, then you have Royal Purple.
Is that what you were using?
Yeah, I told you on the
I
video.
run Royal Purple in my air compressor.
I couldn't remember. That video was all over.
I
That
run
video
Royal
was
Purple
all
and
over
everything.
the place.
I run Royal Purple and everything but the tractor because I can't afford to burn it.
Listen, he went from changing oil to welding his tractor. It was like a woman in Walmart.
From welding the tractor to fixing the horse trailer.
Yes.
We had to move a couch.
Yes. Move to
And
couch
we
at
had
the
to
end of the
feed all the
video.
damn animals. That's how every day goes when I get home.
Yeah.
I got three giant pieces. I got 3 giant pieces of equipment to power wash once it warms up.
He lost me when he started moving the camouflage couch to the basement.
Oh, does this mean
yeah.
they're going to have couch? Does this mean they're
I
going to do
was
therapy
I was
sessions now
meaning to
down in the
ask.
basement?
I was meaning to ask, what are you doing with the camouflage couch in the basement?
Well, you know what's down there.
I know exactly what's down there. I was
Yeah.
putting two to two together, but I wasn't sure.
We got a remodel coming this year, but you have to poor man remodel. So you have to gather up the pieces as you find them, and then you put them all together.
Kind of like my golf cart.
Yeah, I haven't seen any golf cart videos lately.
I'm out of money for parts.
At Christmas, huh?
Wait a minute, you didn't get that? You didn't get that $600 yet?
I did, but I had to pay back Christmas.
Oh, I finally got mine yesterday.
More.
That's when we got ours yesterday.
I got mine a week ago.
No wonder why he bought a tractor and drove it 50 miles.
Yeah, well, that wasn't any of that money. I'm wishing. When I called my accountant, he said, yeah, you need to bring me all this stuff. I said, okay.
Yep. Hey, at least that tractor's a tax write-off.
All of it is. Well, it's depreciable. And I can carry over my losses from the farm, so.
Yeah, he'll be having losses on that for the next 34 years.
He has losses every time Wildman's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, funny thing about that tractor, and I don't have any footage of it, but I'll show you the hay fork on the video when we finally get to it. But anyway, I got it hooked up that night. I got it home, and we had never used it. Right? It's like a one-off custom build deal. And anyway, I blew it apart. So I had to call Kyle's welder friend, to come down and fix it, because I shattered that thing.
Oh, jeez.
170 horsepower tractor's got a lot of power, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
No.
Well, all right. I'm going to call the redneck princess and see what she's doing, since I'm stuck clear up here.
Where you stuck at tonight?
I'm in Kansas City.
Oh, jeez.
So I got to go to Hastings, not this coming week, but the following week.
Oh, yeah? What are you building?
I'm doing, I got to finish the punch list on a couple of restaurants that we finished not too long ago. Never ending punch list thing, And then I got another restaurant to remodel in Hastings, Nebraska.
You can come here and fix my house.
Hey, you got some money, honey. I got the time.
Oh, no, you're doing it for charity work.
Charity. That was a stripper at the strip joint, sir.
Exactly. Every time we tear into something to fix something, we find something else.
Yeah.
You haven't been to the Redneck Ranch yet. When you get there, you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, we have to plan a date. We have to plan a date for that, because my wife has to put it in.
Yeah.
For her vacation.
Next time I get home, I'm going to shoot a video from the roof, so you'll be able to see everything that has to be done.
Okay.
Yeah,
when we come over, I'm going to be wearing a pair of Speedos.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a pond. And some.
Hey, you also have a pool too. I seen you guys throwing crap into.
Yeah, that's a redneck pool.
Yeah.
Burn
pit.
on.
Oh, you burn stuff in that pool?
Yeah, we're trying to fill it in, redneck style.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, when y'all come out this summer, you'll get to see it. You'll be impressed. Not.
Yeah, we're definitely coming. I just she has to put in her vacation.
Yeah. Well, I got hookups, so.
Cool.
We'll be able to run the air conditioner and not sweat to death.
Yeah.
You got a mobile home, Larry?
I got a travel trailer, 25-footer,
Alright.
2020.
Well, we got an extra one that's already set up. So
Yeah, but you want to charge me $200 a night?
that was Fred.
Yeah, but that's bed and breakfast.
Yeah, that's with all the extras.
Continental
Yeah.
breakfast. Here's your bagel. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
We ain't got no
that's-
bagels. I don't even know what bagels are.
Yep.
That them guys with signs on the corner?
But hell, that'd probably be cheaper than dragging my 25-foot travel trailer clear over there.
Yeah, we got an extra trailer somebody stay in. So
But
just let me know.
if I don't have to drag the travel trailer, then I can drag the side by side.
Yeah, that'd probably be more fun.
Yeah. Well, my
though-
plan is to bring both side by sides, the 4-wheeler, and the trailer.
Now
Even
we're
though-
talking.
I
Even
don't
though
know.
whether I tow side by side on the trailer that weighs about 3,000 pounds total, or if I tow my travel trailer that weighs almost 8,000 pounds, I get the same fuel mileage.
Yeah. Sounds about like my truck.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Toys are expensive.
Yeah. You have the most of them.
All right. Love you
Or-
guys.
Okay.
Jesus
Sounds
love
good.
you.
And the wife and I just drive the side by side from here to there.
Probably be
You
cheaper.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
Okay,
I
break.
gotta go.
All right, we'll see ya. Have fun, Rand.
All right, bye.
Bye.
That might be kind of a fun drive during the summer. Drive the side by side from here to Kansas.
Yep. That's a long way, though, isn't it?
I'd probably have to pick up an extra belt. Just to have.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
No, I got 6,000 miles on that 1,000, and I only went through one belt.
Yeah.
And I got that Utilimax belt on there now.
Well, riding the road is so much easier on a belt because it's not constantly up and down in them sheaves.
They get hot, though.
They do get hot.
When I'm out road riding, my belt's almost religiously around 200 degrees. I got a temp sensor, and
My rear diff gets that way. I have to stop and let it cool.
why is your diff getting so hot?
I don't know. My diff, the old lady's diff, and my buddy's Razor 800 before he sold it, it got hot too.
Really?
Yep, his transmission gets that hot. It gets so hot you can't touch it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What are you running for oil in them?
I don't know what he runs. I run Valvoline.
See, I think I'm running Lucas in mine.
I was running Amsoil, but Amsoil foams up and pukes out. I'm working on an idea. I haven't really put forth the effort, but I'm working on a diff cooler idea.
Well, all you need is a reservoir, a pump, and a heat exchanger.
Radiator. Yeah. I'm not even going to run no fans. It gets enough airflow back there. I don't think you'd need fans.
Well, your 800s already have an engine oil cooler.
They got an engine oil cooler, but no diff cooler.
The 1000 engine oil cooler is a joke.
Yeah.
They got a little oil cooler that sits on each head that the engine coolant runs through.
Right. Well, you can tap into that and add on to a bigger radiator like a heater core.
Yeah.
Or a transmission cooler. $20 from AutoZone.
Tap into that and add one like the 800 has.
Yep. Yep. So the tie rod end, huh?
I think that might make a neat video from Arizona to Kansas on a side by side.
Yep. It would.
See how many times I get pulled over and they run my plates and have to let me go.
A lot. Yep. How long is it going to take you to get there?
About the same as you.
What's that?
It's because it's about halfway.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think it's about 800 miles, roughly, for each of us.
Yeah, so we're talking about 10 hours. Let's see. It says 2 hours and 38 minutes. My ass. I wish I'd have done freaking went. From Columbus, it's 5 hours and 2 minutes. That's what it says. He's in Kansas, right?
Yeah. Isn't he around Wichita or something like that?
I think so. It's saying it's a 5-hour drive from Columbus. From Cleveland, it's 4 hours. From Dayton, it's 4 hours. Oh, these are flights.
Flights. I was going. That
Yeah,
sounds pretty quick because I know it's close to 1,000
Yeah.
miles for you.
Yeah, it says 927.3. Oh, here it is. This sounds better. 13 hours and 42 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's
God,
a lot of drive.
that'd be a long trip in a side by side.
Oh, it would take you like way longer than that in a side by side.
You know, but fuck, you have David Hines on A1 UTV that went from Texas to Vegas.
Yeah. That guy's a dick, though. He's a douchebag. Ronald said, "Where is he in Kansas?" Yeah, I believe it's Wichita. Somewhere in there. Yeah, because I'm staying down. We're talking about staying for like a week over there.
Yeah.
Such a long drive, you know. We'll probably leave on a Friday and leave on a Friday. Is probably what we'll do.
Yeah, because I need to kind of know when it's going to be too, so the wife can take time off from her work.
Right, we got to take time off. If you stay in his camper, then you'll be able to haul the side by side. Now,
Yeah.
I think my wife's mom is going to drive down, so she'll be able to haul one or the other. But if she's not, then it looks like I'm just throwing a four-wheeler in the bed of my truck and hauling the camper. But I'd really like to take the side-by-sides because we could all go cruising.
Yeah. See how much trouble we can get into?
Probably a lot.
I could just see one of their cops run my plate. Motorcycle. This ain't no damn motorcycle.
Right?
Oh.
Somebody said he has a DCNR plate in PA and wanted to know if he could street ride in Ohio. I don't think that's how that works.
I didn't even see that come up.
No, it's in my messenger.
Oh.
Because a DCNR, that's just a
Department of Natural Resources plate, isn't it?
yeah. That's I think almost every state has that for their trails. You got to be plated with that. Some are just stickers. We used to be stickers. Now we're plates.
Yeah, state of Washington used to be stickers. Now they're all plates.
Yep.
And as what's stupid is the state of Washington, you get what's called a WATV plate, wheeled all-terrain vehicle. but yet you cannot go on Forest Service roads with it.
That makes no
Be-
sense.
Because the way the Forest Service's laws are wrote,
Yeah.
in order for a motorized vehicle, to be on a Forest Service road, it has to be fully licensed and unrestricted.
Ah. Huh.
And since Washington's plate for side by sides and quads and stuff is a restricted plate, they aren't allowed on Forest Service roads.
Yeah. He said they're allowed to run designated roads with that plate. Well, we have the same law, and West Virginia used to have the same law too.
Yeah, and see, with my plate, I don't have those limitations. I can run fucking interstates if I want.
Yeah,
And
exactly. See, my plate, I'm technically restricted to only towns and cities that allow it, but all around me, for darn near 200 miles, all allow it, except for like 2 small places. But you can go right around those small places.
Yeah.
And we're restricted to 35 miles an hour.
And
But
see,
I know,
that's how Washington State is. Washington State's basically got the same setup as Ohio.
yeah. I think it's stupid. I think they should restrict us to at least 55.
Why restrict you at all?
Well, I feel that these machines don't need to be on a highway because they really not some machines, but most of them, they can't get up to those speeds to safely travel. So, like our machines, they can't get up to 70, 80 like a
Speak for
Can Am.
yourself.
Wow. You might be able to, but you're pushing its limits. So, I'm not really willing to push mine that hard.
I just mean more rubber to change your gears a little bit.
I'm going with 28. That should put me up to 68. With stock clutching, I can go to 72.
Well, stock clutching and 30s, I can run 86.
Right.
You know, everybody says these machines are scary over at 60, 65 miles an hour.
No, they're not.
They're not bad at all once you get the put DOT tires on them.
Right. Well, even mine, since I pumped up the air to 20 psi, is a way
They're
different
not
ride.
they're not as floaty.
Nope. They ride like a mud tire does on a truck. They're stiff, so you kind of feel everything come through that tire, but it's not all over the road like a 10-pound squishy tire is.
See, like I got a set of Canati Mongrels DOT tires
Yeah,
that were really good on the road, but they wear out really super fast.
right.
Hell, my stock tires last longer on the road than what the Canatis did.
Yeah,
And those new Rage Mojaves I have on there, they're wearing like steel.
yeah,
They're wearing out the road more than they're wearing out the tire.
yeah.
But the only bad part about them is you can have no air in the tire and it still looks like it's fully aired up.
Right. I know I'm thinking about going with the 14 by 10 by 28 Rockabillys. They look like a really nice tire.
I can't believe somebody gave you a thumbs down.
It's probably that guy that left the that came in for a split second.
And had a bunch of noise in the background and didn't say nothing.
Yep. I have no idea who that was. Let's see if I can share this screen. Screen share. Share screen. Google Chrome would like to record this computer screen. Okay. Share. Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. What the hell do you mean? I'm on a Mac now.
Yeah, on a Mac now.
Yeah. All these steps. Okay, screen recording. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, so screen recording. It won't let me. It won't let me. Are you kidding me right now? Damn Apple. Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. Follow these steps. Screen recording, click it. Okay. Now I gotta go to security and privacy. Oh god, this is a pain in the ass. Apple, you suck. I don't even know where to go. Hold on. There we go. In there. Go down here to screen recording. Allow the apps to below to record contents of your screen even while using other apps. And it won't let me click on the stupid thing. Oh, wait a minute. I'll see. It needed a password.
Isn't everything you do on a Mac need a password?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, there we go. Hold on.
Now, that's the tire I run.
It won't. Oh, is that you? That's you. Okay.
Yep, that's the tire I run.
That's real similar to one that I'm about to try and show you. If it lets me. There we go. You see that?
Okay.
It's real similar to that. Oh crap.
But go back to my screen.
Yeah.
Look at the weight of that tire for a 30-inch tire.
What's it weigh?
37 pounds.
Okay, yeah, this one weighs 33.
But this is a 30.
Right.
Now, if you went down to, like, say, a 28, which, let's see, I don't know if they even got this one. Oh, yeah, they do.
Just yeah.
In a 28, it's 36.
Yeah.
But let's back up here. I kind of liked, was it this one? I kind of liked this one, but I figured that would wear out just super fast on the road.
Yeah. Kind of looks like it might.
And this one's a 28, and it weighs in at 35 pounds. And this one, I don't believe, though, is a DOT approved tire.
Right.
Very just hard. Light mud, snow. Yeah, see, this one's not a DOT approved.
Right.
And I
I'm
don't
wondering
know if they're Thunder.
I'm wondering if I should go with 28s or 30s.
Yeah, and see, this one's not a DL pre-of-2 tire, but I bet you this would actually probably do pretty good in the mud and snow.
Well, the reason I want to go with the Rockabillys is because I watched a few reviews, but I watched one where he has side-by-side rentals, and he said they run a lot of streets, mud and rocks and gravel,
Yeah.
and he said he gets about 6,000 to 7,000 miles out of these tires.
Wow.
Yeah. So he said it's not a whole heck of a lot of road riding. He said, but there is a lot of road riding. And he said they do a lot of mud. And he said they seem to do really well in the mud, and they do good in the rocks. And they have a ply rating of 8 or whatever at 6 psi or some stupid crap like that. So that's kind of why I was wanting to go with getting that kind of
See,
mileage out of it.
Those Rage
Huh?
Mojaves are 8 ply rated also.
Yeah. See, Ronald, I was gonna run the truck tires, but it requires me
They're
to buy
heavy.
rims. They are heavy. I found a tire that's the same size he's talking, and I believe it averages out to be like a 29-inch tire, and they're at like 36 pounds. So it's not horrible, but you have to buy rims. I really didn't want to have to buy rims.
And you don't see, a lot of people look at the tire size. Oh, that's tire size I want. But then they don't look at the weight of the tire.
Yeah.
Weight plays such a big role in these machines.
Yeah.
It plays a role on belt life, on brakes,
Yep.
everything. As it is, going to a taller tire is harder on your brakes.
Yep.
Like I know my tires, the 30-inch rubber, it takes a little bit more pressure to slow down.
That's what I was wondering, if I should go with the 28s or go with the 30s. I'm thinking for weight wise, easier on the belt, keeping some power, not wearing out my brakes super fast. I'm thinking 28s is the happy medium. For what
Yeah,
I
probably.
want. And are you really going to notice 2 inches of a difference between 28 and 30?
Yes.
Well, you might, but
I know that getting in and out of my side-by-side with the 30s on it compared to the factory stock heights is a huge difference.
well, I know with the Elkas that I put on there, it raised my machine up pretty good. And that's another concern that I have, because if I raise it up much more, it's not coming through my garage.
Did you take off that bracket lift?
I never had a bracket lift on my 800.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Wise 500?
Yeah. I didn't put the bracket lift on my 800 because I had planned on getting some kind of extra shocks. And I know with shock, I got 14-inch ground clearance with them Elkas. And I can adjust them even more, and probably, I don't know. John Hester told me to keep it between 13 and 14, not to go any higher or lower. So,
well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, suspension.
When you start raising it up, and a lot of people make a mistake, you start losing downward wheel travel.
Yes.
And then it puts your CVs at a steep angle, makes them run hotter.
Yep. But I know if I really wanted to push it, I bet I could get a good 16-inch ground clearance with them shocks.
Yeah.
If I wanted to push it. I don't. It's plenty high enough for me. It took it from 11 to 14. Because factory, it's like 11 and a half or something. They say 12, but in all reality, they come to you at like 11 and a half. So getting that much It used to be my wife's side by side sat taller than mine because I put the bracket lift on hers,
Yeah.
and now mine's taller than hers by a couple inches.
Yeah, I've actually taken some preload out of mine to bring it down some.
That's what I did with the old ladies, and she was still a little higher than me. Because I added the 2-inch spacers so I could drop her suspension back down to get a softer ride, and it worked. But now I got the 800 shocks on the back, and she drove it really for the first time today with those 800 shocks, and she said it's a huge difference.
Now, if you
I
just
gotta.
find some way to fit those on the front too.
I'm working on thinking about moving the shock mount. So I'm thinking I'm gonna lay the shocks inward and put them on, and I'll just put limiting straps on the front. But for what she does, she'll probably never even max out the travel anyway. So I don't think it'd be a problem, but I can still get limiting straps to limit that.
I know
But
I
I
had to
think I'm
change my side by side from Washington to here just because of the difference in the riding terrain. You know,
yeah.
Washington I have rock crawling and everything, and down here it's mostly high speed desert.
Right, which is the way I like to ride.
You know,
But it don't matter to me. Riding's riding. I just really hate the mud. I like the mud. I don't like to clean the mud.
I really don't care for the mud, but that might also be why I don't have any bearing issues or anything in 6,000 miles, 7,000 miles.
Yeah.
And I've never gone through a set of brake pads.
Me either. Still stock on both, even though the old lady left her e-brake on for 2 miles at 50 miles an hour, which is why it's in the shop getting a caliper.
Nice.
Yeah.
I lost a caliper on my machine. It was like the rubber just deteriorated around the piston.
Well, that's what hers did, but it was caused by the heat. And when she did that, it immediately just went through all the brake fluid. We were leaving her mom's house, and we get probably a little over 2 miles down the road, and she's like super far behind us. So I'm like waiting and catching up, waiting for her to catch up, and she comes up and she goes, "My machine won't go over 25 miles an hour." And I'm like, "Seriously?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Down the hill, I got it to 55, and which was like a mile long hill." And I was like, "Trade me side by sides. Let me see." So I got out. She was gonna get in mine. I went to get in hers, and I noticed that the parking brake was on.
Oh,
And I
what's that
said,
smell?
"Yes." I said, "Did you set that parking brake just now?" She goes, "No." I said, "Well, was you driving with it on?" Maybe. So I released it, but then she had no brakes. So we went to the local um, gas station and got some dot brake fluid because I seen it was leaking out, just to put some in, hopefully to get her some brakes. And me and my buddy, we had enough tools there on the spot. We bled all the brakes all the way around, got her brakes, and they was working good. And then like halfway through the night, she said my brake pedal goes to the floor again. I'm like, oh God. So I looked in there and it was just pouring out. So we get it home. I let it all cool off. I go out the next day. I clean off the brake fluid off the rim, and I bring home my pump and I bleed the whole brake system, and it didn't leak. It hasn't leaked since, and her brakes were working great. and everything. Well, I went and got in it after I put the EX shocks in there and took it around the block, and I went to smack on the brakes and they went to the floor. And I'm like, oh crap. So I went and asked her. She goes, well, they were working fine. And I looked and it wasn't leaking. So I was like, well, I'll just get a caliper because it was leaking. And at the time I thought, well, maybe it was only leaking because it was hot. The seal swelled up and then it stopped leaking. So I was going to let it go. And so I called them because we had the 5-year warranty on hers. And they said, let me get it over to the warranty and I'll call you back. So he called me back like 2 hours later. He goes, it's approved, bring it in. So I was like, okay, we brought it in today and it's going to get a new caliper under warranty. And even though it was her fault, whatever. But now she checks to make sure that e-brake's off. But she drove it all summer like that. And it had brakes perfect. And then we parked it. It sat out here for about 2 months. And I went to get in it. And the brakes went to the floor. But if you pump them up, you get a hard pedal and it stops on a dime. So I think that caliper's letting air in the system. So, but there was no fluid. There hasn't been fluid leaking down for a long time. But I figured, well, they're going to do it for free, and I don't have to pay that much for a caliper. Because I was going to do it just to do a YouTube video on it. But then when they quoted me like $180 for a caliper, I checked into that warranty idea.
I don't know what happened to your video, but now your audio and your video is not synced.
Really? I don't know. Can you still hear me though?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like it's synced back up now.
Huh? Maybe the internet. Ronald said, "Does her parking brake go to the rear calipers? Mine has a separate caliper and rotor on the rear drive shaft. You must have a pre-17 model. The 2018 models are, I believe, were the first model that actually goes to each side on the calipers. Hers has the cable that goes right to each caliper. It has a splitter and an adjuster on both sides. And believe it or not, her brake pads still look brand new. I had it all apart and looked at them.
Yeah, I did the Concanelli ATV Jamboree.
Yeah.
Not last year, but the year before last. And the first night we were there, I lost a brake caliper. But the machine would stop. It just wouldn't stop till you got to the floor.
Right. Hers was doing the same thing.
I didn't let it ruin my ride, and I kept still for 2 days riding like that until I got back and ordered a caliper.
Well, the good thing about these machines is you really don't need the brake unless you got to stop on a dime anyway. I usually let my machine slow itself down because it slows down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's that engine brake.
Yeah, mine don't run nice and slow until you get down to, well, if you're in high range, if you get down to about 10 miles an hour, the CVT disengages and it just freewheels.
Yep. Yeah.
So like if I'm up in the hills and I need to crawl down something, it's low range, foot on the brake, foot on the throttle.
That's right. Yeah, people were talking about the engine brake not guiding you down a hill really well. Well, the thing about that is the engine brake is only there to help.
Yep.
So I don't know why these people are relying on it. I don't know. I always end up using the brake. Along with the engine brake does help a ton when you're going down a hill. And say you lose your brakes going down a hill. That engine brake's going to help your crash be a little light.
Well, they don't understand that, there's got to be a point where the belt has to disengage.
Well, and a way to combat that problem is by getting on the throttle just a tad.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that too.
Your brakes
Yeah,
better work.
yeah. And see, that's the thing about the 500. That machine, it slows itself down fast, way faster than my 800. I don't know what it is about. I maybe it's because I have the wet clutch. I'm not sure, but her 500, you let off the throttle and it slows down pretty quick.
Well, Ronald, I have this firm belief that brakes are made for stopping, not slowing down.
That's right. Hell, when I was a kid, I didn't own anything with brakes.
You know, when I
Seemed
owned
like
my own,
everything. Huh?
we owned our own log trucks, I hated doing brakes. I hated it doing brakes on
Yeah.
a semi. So I learned really quick just not to use the son of a bitches. So
I
I'd
did.
make a set of brakes on a semi last over 2 years.
Right.
You know, most people are doing brakes a couple times a year.
We ride some
Yeah,
steep hills in some of the places we go. I got a couple videos that show some, and they're always steep and big boulders coming out of them.
I've only ever done flat terrain. I never do hill, Steve. Never do no rock crawling, nothing.
Some of our trails got it, and a lot of our trails are hill climbs though. Hill climbs and fast runs, which is what I like. But a lot of mud. We get a lot of mud here.
In order for us to have mud, we'd have to have rain first.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'd have as much mud if it weren't for the big side by sides with the turbos tearing up the trails so the water just lays. If they didn't tear up the trails and the water could run where it's supposed to run, we would have way more drier trails. But they like to get in them turns and they like to sling them sideways and it tears it up and the water runs down the hills and sits there. So it ends up being a mud hole.
But you like mud riding.
No, I hate it because I hate cleaning the damn machine. I haven't washed mud off my machine all summer.
That's because you haven't been out in the mud.
That's right. Got that right.
Just get in the cupboard, get some of that virgin oil, and wipe it down. Then all you got to worry about is dust.
Right. We'll have to check out that YouTube channel. Time is it? Almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I gotta go help the old lady. She's getting ready for the kid's birthday party tomorrow.
Oh, my birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to mine because I gotta get a driver's license. I gotta do plates and everything else on everything I own. Normally, I don't do plates on my trailer, but since I'm gonna be driving at the Redneck Ranches, I better put stickers on it.
Yeah.
Normally, I run around here with expired stuff. They, you could drive around here with no plates on a camper or a trailer, and they're not gonna pull you over for it. They could care less. Now you run around here with no stickers on your car, they're pulling you over.
You know, this is what's funny. The wife's plates on her car were expired since the 22nd of December. And we just did plates on it yesterday, new plates.
Yeah.
And she had been pulled over. She's had cops behind her. Not one single cop bugged her. And the simple fact is because the state DMV office and everything is appointment only, and they're 2 months out. So they're just pretty much letting everybody go.
Yeah.
Not even doing nothing.
See,
And
here
then
they stopped at everything. You didn't have to get plates, you didn't have to get a driver's license, you didn't have to get nothing until December because of COVID. So, but now December's coming gone and got to get on it now.
And you got to get it done.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the DMV here was like 2 months out just to be seen.
Yeah.
You know, they're running a backlog. And then they changed the format of the plates on all the vehicles, everything.
Right.
They haven't updated the police system yet.
Yeah.
So they really can't even run your plate and see what it is.
Huh.
You know, they used to be able to check insurance and all that, you know, through your plate. Now they can't do
Right.
that. They can't even check registration on the plate.
Yeah.
It's so screwed up.
Right. Yeah, the whole it's all
Oh, thanks, Ronald.
no Brandon tonight.
I know.
The fuck,
Kind
slacker.
of missing Brand.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is coming up next week. It warms up a little bit, and then I'll go out and get my side by side put back together, get the new coolant lines ran to the radiator relocate in the back, and
Yep.
get some photos of these guys. I think I'm gonna see if I can find some expanded metal to put in front of that radiator, since it's right there in the where the back window is located.
Yeah.
So that way people can't go up there with their hands or something. Bend the
touch it.
fins real easy.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. People are ignorant. Did you see in the one group that I'm in, somebody put BBs in the guy's motor.
What?
He was at a riding park. It was in a Can-Am, and he didn't know it, and he was changing the oil and found a handful of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would be killing me somebody.
At first, he thought it was bearings that came apart, but then he got to digging, and there's no bearing in the motor with bearings that size of the stainless steel BBs.
You know, there's 3 things you just don't do. You don't mess with a man's wife.
Yes, they are, Ronald.
You don't mess with a man's lunch. And you don't mess with a man's vehicle.
That's right.
Those things are off limits. Those are all ass beating offenses.
That's right. Yep. He thinks he knows where it happened too. But yeah, that's a dick move. And luckily, though, he thinks when they put them in, they all sunk to the bottom and didn't bother the engine because they were all clinged to his magnet.
Yeah.
And I said, well, when you throw BBs down in an oil hole, the only place they got to go is the bottom. And they're heavy enough, they're not going to get slung up in the oil.
Yeah, and then they're gonna get to that magnet, like you said, and they're not gonna go nowhere.
That's right. I think he got lucky, but whoever did it had bad intentions, and that's ignorant.
You know, there's that one outfit that makes that spin-on oil filter adapter.
Yeah, it's a Can-Am.
Yeah, Can-Am one that, because our filter uses the same as the Can-Am. It's all the same.
Yep.
And I'm thinking about buying that spin-on filter adapter.
Yeah.
Because you get a little bit better of a filter.
Right.
A little bit higher capacity. And it's got the ports for an engine oil cooler for a secondary one. And it's got ports for temp sensors.
Yep. Yeah, I had contemplated it. My only worry is when I'm out in the trails, will stick take it out.
The only sticks I've ever had an issue with was one that was about 2 inches in diameter. It came off the front tire. Somehow it made it between the bars of my tree knockers, hit my gas cap, and shattered it,
Yeah.
which was like a 1 in a million shot.
I've had a few end up underneath the engine. I have no idea how. And they were a
But
pain to
luckily,
get at.
I was with a bunch of guys, and we had beer cans and zip ties and nitrate gloves, and threw a
Yep.
beer can over it, threw a glove over it, hit it with some zip ties, and finished the
Yep.
day riding.
Yep. I almost left
And
my gas cap at a gas station once.
And a gas cap costs $18.
Yeah.
And one for a razor will not fit, different threads.
Yeah. What about Honda?
Nope.
No. Yeah, because I almost left one on a gas pump. So now I keep them in my hand until I'm done filling.
I put it in the bed.
Yeah, that's a good place because at least it'll still be there when you get to your destination.
Yep, yes it will. Don't set your cell phone on the dash because it'll slide off onto the road and you'll run it over. Or you'll get some bitch in an SUV that'll aim for it and run it over. Had both those scenarios happen.
He said, thanks to rocks, my whole case tank is shoved up and back. Is he talking about the thing underneath the gas tank? Because mine's smashed in too.
What, the skid plate under there?
Yeah. I have a metal plate underneath my gas tank. Mine's all caved in. I did that first ride.
I know that my skid plate's in probably about 500 pieces under there
Yeah.
from rocks and everything else. And
Yeah,
I think
he's talking about
thinking about ordering that. Well, my gas tank hasn't moved.
No, he's talking about the metal plate under it.
I think I'm going to pick up some of that half-inch ultra high density urethane plate.
Yeah.
And before my skid plate gets any worse, use it for a pattern for a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, my metal pan that's under there is pushed into my gas tank. Been like that for 2 years. I forgot about it until he just said something. I was so mad that day.
Oh, Ronald has it happened to Moab. He was just up the road from me.
Yeah.
He was probably within 60 miles of my house on his way to Moab.
Right.
But we still need to plan a ride over here.
I know.
We still need to do the Arizona Peace Trail.
Probably have to plan that for next year when I get my vacation time. Since I'm already going to use a week for Redneck Ranches, and then
Yeah.
I think a bunch of us YouTubers are planning a big trip to Tennessee. I think.
Oh,
So
shit.
I don't know how far you are from Tennessee.
Quite a ways.
Yeah,
Ronald, I'm about an hour south of I-40 on Highway 191. Same road that takes you into Moab. You don't want to buy fuel in Moab, Steve.
Why not? Expensive?
Yeah, close to $3 a gallon for regular unleaded.
Holy crap! I don't understand how people. I just can't. Hold on. See it? The
Okay.
Z950.
Yeah.
I do not like the looks of that thing. People are saying you got to see it in person. You got to ride in it. You got to this. You got to that.
Oh,
Well,
I'm sure the ride's probably 100 times better than the 800 or the 1000.
I'm sure it is, but I can't get in something that looks like a freaking space shuttle.
You know, I can't knock CF Moto. My 1000's been really good to me.
I don't knock. No, I can't knock
As
the brand either.
as
But
for as you know, downtime, uh, repairs, I I cannot knock it at all. I mean, 7,000 miles, $170 in parts for repairs. That's it.
and 7K is a lot of miles on a side by side. That's like having 100K on a car.
Yeah. And the machine was great for when I was up in Washington, because a
Right.
lot of that up there was technical trail riding.
Right.
But now that I'm down here in Arizona, where down here it's not technical trail riding, it's high speed desert,
Yeah.
I'm really looking at the Textron double X.
Yeah.
Or I guess now it's the tracker.
Right. I I I wish CF Moto would have put the performance and everything into a different body style. And if they do that, because I'll have my side by side for a few more years, so they have plenty of time. If they do that, if they bring a different body style out and I like it, I'll buy another CF Moto as long as it's got to be a little faster than mine. I like mine. It gets up and goes plenty for what I needed to do. But if they can give 110 horsepower without a turbo, and they can do the suspension like they did on the 950 Sport, but give it a little bit of a better look, I would probably buy my next machine would be a CF Moto. But if they stick with that look when I'm ready to buy another machine, I'm gonna go Honda or KRX. I just can't. I'm not saying the machine's not a great machine, and it might look good to some, but to a lot of us, it don't look that great.
I the front don't look too bad. It's the ass end.
It's the ass end, yes.
You know, that's
Yes.
like having a woman or seeing a woman. You see her from the front and she looks absolutely amazing, and then as she walks by, she has no ass. There's nothing there.
Yeah, exactly. William says I have a 950 Sport. My right foot is getting cooked. How do I solve this? Um,
Oh,
move the coolant lines, because ain't that where the coolant lines run on that machine?
well, Home Depot, and get radiant heat barrier insulation.
And put it on
Cover
the
the firewall.
Yep.
Seal up all the holes in the firewall.
Yep. Because it comes from the radiator, and the heater hoses run through there too.
Yeah, I don't know if they run up the left side or the right side on the 950.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they run up the right side since it's the same motor as in the 1000.
Right.
But I know I have sympathy for him, because I know when we were in Moab, when we went through Mojave Desert in 117-degree weather, it felt like that operator's compartment was 195 degrees.
Yeah. There's a lot of heat in the cab on mine. Not so much since I got rid of the big ass exhaust that holds a lot of heat.
But go to Home Depot, pick up a roll of that radiant heat barrier stuff. It's like aluminized bubble wrap
Yeah.
and some Gorilla tape, and you can make it fit all up in there really nice. And where the firewall comes up, and you got the hole where the firewall and the dash meet, where all the wiring goes through, you can get it up in there and seal that all up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And you know that the 1000s are also really bad for heat that comes through the back of the cab and the engine.
Yes. I had a lot of heat. I had a lot of heat coming through the back of my cab because of the exhaust. And once once I got rid of that big exhaust back there, it changed a lot. My engine runs cooler. The cab runs cooler. It's way different.
Yeah, the heat stays where it's supposed to in the exhaust.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, William, I ride in the Arizona desert. And during the summer, we routinely see 117 degrees outside.
Right.
But no, it's but I'm really seriously looking at the Textron.
Yeah.
If I could afford it, it'd be the Speed UTV
Yeah.
because that thing's going to be a beast.
I don't know what. I mean, I'm probably gonna, even when it comes time for me to get a new side by side, I'm probably still gonna keep mine around as a backup. So I'm not. I got no plans on trading it in. I hate trading things in because you always lose your ass on them. The only way to actually get your money out of something is by keeping it. So I don't know what I'm gonna go with. It all depends upon what CF Moto has in store in the next 5 or 6 years.
Well, you know, your kids are getting older, so you know if you get a new machine, you just give it to them.
Yeah, they can ride.
Yeah. Well, I actually probably end up where your wife would take it, and the kids would take the wife's 500.
That could be possible, but I know she really wants a KRX.
Does she?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, with the KRX, you're almost in the same boat as the CF Moto.
Uh, kind of in a way, but they're way more capable machines.
But it's the power to weight ratio.
It is, but they have a $300 kit that really amps up the power, and I think by the time we're ready for another machine, I think the KRX would be much faster because that's the biggest complaint that people have on those machines is how
They have to,
powerful the engine is, but how slow it is.
yeah, they have to push them to do 55.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that they're gonna. There's been talking about turbos and everything else for them. So I mean,
Kawasaki should have turbo in it from the beginning.
yes, yep, they should have.
And you know, when CF Moto was designing the Z950, and it was originally called the Z10 when it was a concept, it
Yep,
was turbocharged.
yep,
And I think ZF Moto screwed up when they released it as a 950 and dropped the turbocharger.
yep. Well, I think they also screwed up by not putting a different engine in it because it really kind of pisses in your Cheerios that you have a 1000 already with the same motor in it, and yet you can't get the performance that they're getting, and yet they're rated at the same horsepower. What is that all about? I don't get it.
Are
If
you
they're
talking
so
about
fast,
the Z1000 and the Z950?
yeah,
I think that has to do with ECU tuning
it's gotta be. It's gotta be
because
ECU tuning and clutch weights.
they're running the same clutch, same
Yeah,
primary, same secondary.
right.
The drivetrain's the same.
The drivetrain's all the same. And
You know,
people either that or people talk shit. It's
you know,
simple as that. It's simple as that. Because if you never even owned a 1000 and say you came from an 800 to a 950 Sport, how can you say that the 950 is way faster than the 1000 that's already out on the market? But for the people that came from the 1000 to the 950, they're the only ones that can really say, "Hey man, this thing is way faster." And I
yeah.
just from what everybody's saying on these YouTube channels, they're so fast, they're so powerful. We all know an ECU tune don't do all that much for the CF motor. You only gain maximum of 5 horsepower with just an ECU tune. So I
Uh,
don't.
and we're talking about the stock for stock with the Z1000 and the Z950. The Z950's got a different tune from the factory than the Z1000 does.
Yeah,
But I still want to know if you can put a Z950 ECU and instrument cluster on a 1000.
yeah. Can you loan us your 950 for a few days?
Just loan us the cluster and the ECU.
Yeah, that's all we need. Um, but yeah, I don't get it. I think a lot of people are hyping the performance of that thing way up because I don't see it. It's common sense. You don't put a 10 horsepower lawnmower engine in your push mower and say that it's got the same performance as your riding mower. I don't get it.
Hey, William, USPS. If it fits, it ships.
That's right. He said, "Come get it."
Come and get
Yeah, we only need those for experimental purposes only. We'll ship them back. We'll pay for shipping both ways.
it. Has to fit in a small flat rate box.
Yeah, yeah. $5. $5. Your allowance is $5 to ship it to us. But yeah, I really would have to get my hands on one to give an honest review because that's what my YouTube channel is about. So people come to my channel because they know I'm not going to spread bullshit on the Samway. So I think a lot of YouTubers, they're in it for the views and the, I don't know,
Holy
but
shit.
a lot of new
Bought a new
units.
unit for 13K. Ended up landed cost at 28K there. Fuck.
Wow.
That's insane. But you know, I haven't seen any YouTube videos where they've actually drag raced a 1000, a Z1000 against
Yeah,
the Z950.
yeah, they did. Um, Real Talk Power Sports did.
Did they?
Yep. And the 950 eats the 1000 off the line.
It'd be kind of interesting to see where they're saying that on a longer run, seeing if they were the same maxed out at the same top speed.
But I also think in his videos he had the clutch kit that he did.
Ah,
Yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say is
You got to
You
compare
could-
apples to apples.
Right. You could also do a clutch kit in the Z1000 and get the
Yeah,
same
same
result.
kit,
Yeah.
same
So,
kick, same clutch.
but I think he had the ECU tune, and I also think the 1000 had bigger tires, and the 950 had stock. So I can find the video and pull it up here real quick, but
Oh, they're gonna
no,
probably get hit with copyright.
no, it's real talk. He won't.
One on
I'm
stock
not.
tires, one on 32s, is what Ronald says.
Is that what it was? No clutch.
Which
kit.
one was on
Yeah.
32s, Ronald?
Which one was on 32s?
I'm guessing it was probably the 950 because it'd be pretty hard to put 32s on a.
1000 versus 950 ZForce on 32 carnivores. Here, I'm going
950.
to. Here. I don't know if you guys can hear the audio, but you get the gist of it. It's not far behind. Oh no, there's There's
Well,
stock
shit,
tires.
he's starting off half a car length ahead.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Now, see, that time they started off at the same.
That was low and 4-wheel drive in both of them.
But they started off at the same distance. That first one he showed, the Z950 had a half a car length right at the start.
But either way it goes, the 950 is not far ahead. So if you were to ECU tune the 1000 and do a clutch kit, it's going to smoke the 950 stock. See, one has 32s and one has stock tires. One with stock tires pulls ahead. He says they spun a lot. They're going 4-wheel drive.
God, that's still an ugly machine in the ass end.
They're super ugly. I wish they would have designed them a little better. High gear 2-wheel drive. High gear 4-wheel drive. I'd love to put my machine up against them because I know how fast it is. With my mods, you know. But Ronald says it was before the clutch kit install. Okay. So, but CF Moto did something with tuning or clutch weights. They did something. I don't know what the stock clutch weights are between the 1000 or the 950, so I can't judge that. But they did something that they're not telling anybody. And if I were to guess, it's only a tune. So, you know what I mean? And the trailing arm suspension, it might be a little better than the ZForce, but my honest opinion, you get some better shocks for your ZForce. Do a clutch kit, do a tune, do an exhaust, and you're gonna have one bad machine. I I just don't understand how it's faster without them tuning it. There's a few, Raymond. You have to get on CF Moto's website, and it'll tell you all the dealers that are here. There's a lot of them. You know what I say we do, Larry? Clutch
What?
kit in yours. Clutch kit. Find somebody to tune it, and we go neck to neck with a 950.
So you want me to put a couple pennies with my weights, huh?
Sure.
You know, I got
If
my,
I have all my 800 trail, I'll race you. I'll race.
you know, I got a lathe, I got steel. I could make my own weights.
Well, you could also send your clutch out and get it shaved.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same clutch Can-Am uses.
Yep.
CV Tech Trail Bach.
My buddy just got the CV Tech for his Polaris for $600. It's a huge difference in his Polaris. I mean, huge, not little noticeable. It is huge. His
You know,
Razor launch is so hard right now.
here's one of the big things about the CV Tech Trail Block clutch
Yeah.
compared to what the Razor has is there's a lot less moving parts and a
Right.
lot less to wear out in the CV Tech.
That's right. Yep. The only reason he got a new clutch is because his stock clutch is cracked on the sheave.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he was gonna run it, and I said, "Don't you run that."
No.
So he was looking at a stock clutch. It's like $450, but then he seen that high performance clutch for 600 shipped. So he called the company up and he bought it. And we were working on it on the bench because he had to pull a secondary out and put a sleeve in because that CV Tech clutch is supposed to have a one-way bearing, but they do away with it. So he's
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm going to like this clutch. Well, then he puts it in today and he's like, yeah, I like it. But he had to change the weights because he was hitting rev limiter at 55 miles an hour. So he had to add weights to it.
Oh, the
But
wife
they
is
sent
doing something.
what?
Um, I'm starting to lag on my internet.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to get upstairs anyway. I had to go help her.
And now the YouTube side of the feed has gone down for me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it dropped down to 360 resolution.
Oh, crap. It didn't drop down here?
No, remember, where I'm at, the best we have is cellular internet.
Yeah.
You know, when we were looking at that house over in Snowflake, the one thing about it is I could have got 1 gigabit internet connection over there
Right.
for only $25 or $45, $40 more a month than what I pay for my unlimited Verizon plan.
Right. Well, I should get upstairs and go see what she needs help with and get that out of the way.
Yeah, I gotta.
Later, Ronald. Have fun, buddy.
Yeah, it's probably time for me to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
Steve, see that boy right there?
Yeah.
Fucker's got a 1/2-inch needle on it.
That goes in you?
Yep,
Holy crap.
but
Why
don't
so
even
long?
notice it. I thought, I was seeing that needle on that thing. It's like, oh my God, this thing's gonna hurt.
Oh,
Nope, didn't hurt at all. And then to scan it, just grab the phone, hold it.
and how long does that last?
One sensor is 14 days.
Wow. Is that when they want you
So
to
it
change
stays
it?
there
Or...
for 14 days. Well, it automatically will stop communicating with the app after 14 days.
They do that to keep you buying them.
But yeah, at $100 and some a piece. But if I would have been doing my normal finger pricks, I would have never known that I was down at 55 at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Exactly.
Because it keeps a running track for 8 hours. So as long as you scan it every 8 hours,
Yeah.
it all stays up.
I'm going to go with 28s. I'm going with 10 by...
I went with
14 by... You went with 30s. I'm going with 14,
30s.
10 by 28 rockabillys. Eventually. I'm saving my pennies. I'm waiting on you guys to buy them for me for my birthday.
Now, nobody bought shit for my birthday for me yesterday.
Tell these guys. Tell them to get on it. Tell them. There's 6 of them in here. Between all 6, you could have your radiator relocate kit done, and I could have my rockabilly.
Yeah, I still need to. I still need to turn that custom adapter on my lathe for adapting that 1-inch line to that 18 millimeter metric coolant line that's on those.
Yeah. Yep.
I got 30s on my Z1000 mic, and I don't have no issues at all. They're the Rage Mojave DOT tires from Discount Tire. It was like out the door was $730 something after tax.
Hmm.
And they're not a real heavy tire. They're 37 pounds. They're only like 6 pounds heavier than stock.
I like the way they look. And I like that they're only 30 pounds. Because I want to keep some performance.
You don't need no performance.
I like to ride fast. I like to smoke them razors. No, not really. I can't. They smoked me. I would have ate him if he'd still have a stock clutch. I would have ate him. But he had to go get that CV tech. Now I'm screwed.
Well, now you know what clutch to go to on your machine.
I don't even know if they really sell a clutch that'll outperform the one that's already on there. I don't know.
Or send it in and get it modified.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that might be on the plan. Well, I'm gonna jump off here and
Yeah, just a second here. Where, I know I had some close-up pictures of my
Mike,
1000.
they're really hard to find.
I'd really like to know where I lost them. God, I'd like to know where I lost those pictures of mine on 30s that were close up. Because I bought those when I was in Texas. Because Texas had this thing about DOT tires on the road.
Yeah.
Trying to look through here. Shit, can't find them. Gosh darn it. I probably posted them to some Facebook group and never saved them in my phone.
Oh.
And that's not. Oh, that guy down in Costa Rica. He was talking about cooling off the underneath the cab and stuff.
Yeah.
The heat that's coming out.
Yeah.
I got a picture of that. What I did. There, you should be able to share that.
Yep.
That's how I solved my heat issue. And I used that on the entire firewall.
Yes, I do, Raymond. Me and the
I
wife.
also put it underneath the seats, which kept a lot of the dust away. Because a lot
we're planning on going to Tennessee. We're planning on going to Michigan for a weekend, and we're planning on going to Redneck Ranches. But we're not going to be doing a riding trip at Redneck Ranches. Not really.
But Steve, that right there will get rid of all that heat.
I really don't have too many issues now that I got rid of that stupid muffler. Now, if I get
one of the big places where the heat comes in also is there down where your brake is, where your throttle is, and where your steering shaft goes through, because it's got a big old gaping hole.
Yep.
A lot of heat will blow through there.
Yep. I better get upstairs.
I've got some riding trips planned for 2021.
Do you?
Arizona Peace Trail, 750 miles of off-road from the Mexico border to the Utah border.
Jeez.
And back. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of here.
All right.
Probably go play some games. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta go help her decorate, and I gotta unthaw some chicken, and yeah. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you join us. We're trying to do this every Saturday, at least until riding season comes. And well, I don't mean to break anybody's hearts or anything,
but hey, and another thing is, and Steve, maybe we should post a little more often the link in there to where they can just go live with us.
Yeah. Yeah, all I got to do is ask if they don't see the link, and I'll pop it in there, or they can scroll up the chat and they'll see it. But I posted it a couple times.
I mean, hell, even just come in and shoot the shit for a minute or two.
Yep. Yeah. Don't even have to run your camera.
This is for you, Steve.
Huh?
That's for you.
Yeah.
You like that ground.
Yep.
Alrighty. Catch you later, brother.
Later, guys. Have fun. We'll see you later.